Hello friends, it's me, Shin, and today I'm coming to you from the southeast side of the Las Vegas Valley where I'm checking out Bell's BBQ. Really happy to have you along, let's head inside. Alright everyone, here I am seated at Bell's BBQ. Now this is a mom and pop barbecue shop that was recommended to me by one of you viewers, and I'm super excited to check things out. They had a smoker in the parking lot and it smelled great out there. Looks like they're open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily, except for Sundays they close a little bit earlier at 7, and on Mondays they're closed. Their menu is on full display here, and you're able to get meat a la carte as well as in a sandwich form, and they also have various plates and signature sides. A lot of the barbecue meat here are a la carte, comes in under about $7. Sandwiches range from about $12 to $15. And the barbecue plates here seem to range anywhere from about $15 to $30. A pretty solid looking barbecue menu here at Bell's BBQ, and I'm certainly excited to try it all out because you know how it goes in my videos, every restaurant is a buffet if you're willing to pay. So I'm going to get a nice variety and together we'll see what this restaurant's all about. First order of barbecue's coming up, I'll see you in a little bit when it arrives. Alright everyone, now my first round of food is here and this is looking really good. Let me give you a view. Now I got their beef rib, their baby back ribs, as well as their St. Louis rib, all a la carte. And I also got a plate of sides with their buffalo cauliflower, their hot tots, some pepper jack mac, and some brisket chili. This is looking like a really good first round. Let's give it a try. First up, I'm trying my favorite, the beef ribs. Really nice hefty rib here, and a very smoky aroma coming from it. Let's see how it tastes. You know what, not bad. I wouldn't say this is the most tender beef rib I've ever had, but I wouldn't exactly call it tough either. A really good bark on the outside, a very nice smoky flavor is developed there. I do think the salt is a bit heavy-handed. It did lean relatively salty toward the end of the bite. But in general, I wouldn't say any serious complaints. This is a solid beef rib. Now they have 4 sauces available here: house barbecue, spicy, old-fashioned, and mustard. So we'll go ahead and apply some of the house barbecue onto this rib, and we'll see how this tastes. Yeah, that's quite good. A very sweet and tangy sauce for their house barbecue sauce. This house barbecue sauce definitely has a sweet citrusy note to it. Maybe some orange or pineapple in here, but it brings a nice bright freshness to the overall bite, actually helping out with a bit of the salty nature of that beef rib. I like their house barbecue sauce quite a bit. It goes very well with these ribs. Alrighty, next up we're doing the baby back ribs. Let's give it a taste. Yeah, you know what? Not bad. A little more tender than that beef rib, but not exactly ultra soft barbecue meat. There's a bit of a meaty chew to it, which is ultimately relatively satisfying. A good smoky flavor. I do like their seasoning blend, and the meat did fall off the bone relatively cleanly. I'm wondering if just by coming in the afternoon I didn't get the meat at its ideal and optimal timings. We'll go and apply the spicy barbecue sauce here. Let's see how this is. Certainly a little bit of heat to that spicy barbecue sauce. A nice amount of cayenne there. In addition to being spicy, it's a little bit more of a savory sauce as well. Not as many of the sweet elements, especially considering that I don't think there's any more of that acidic property here. I did learn just a bit ago that it is pineapple juice, so my intuition was relatively close. Not a bad baby back rib there, and I think between the two sauces so far, I'm definitely leaning toward that house sauce. And the last rib to try from this first round is going to be the St. Louis rib. Honestly, a pretty good looking rib here. Let's try it straight up first. You know what, not bad. Pretty decent St. Louis rib here. A little bit more meaty and less fatty than that baby back rib. There's just a lot more chew to this one. This particular rib definitely tastes the most smoky of the 3. I'm wondering if they allowed it to lay longer to allow for that smoke to penetrate because there is less fat content to melt and render, but it is pretty enjoyable. Honestly, not a bad St. Louis rib. And now I'll try some of the old-fashioned sauce. And we'll see how this is. You know, that's pretty good. A much more classic barbecue sauce here. A nice amount of sweetness in this barbecue sauce, as well as a good smoky base and accenting tang flavors. A really good barbecue sauce. I like that one. 3 different meats, 4 different sauces. Obviously, I didn't math that out properly. So I'm going to go ahead and try the St. Louis rib along with that mustard sauce. Got a nice amount of it on this rib. Let's see how it tastes. Okay, yes, I really like that one. I typically like to lean toward a Carolina style sauce. A little bit of mustard and tang in there. I love the way it complements the flavors of smoky meats. It's typically my go-to, and honestly, the one here at Bell's BBQ is very good. I like it. Now that's the first round of barbecue when it comes to all of the ribs. Next up, we're going in on some sides, starting with their brisket chili. Got a nice big spoonful here. Let's give it a try. Yeah, it's pretty good. Absolutely monstrous chunks of brisket in this chili. I genuinely appreciate that. It's tender and beefy, really making that spoonful of chili very satisfying to eat. The kidney and pinto beans here provide a nice earthiness, and the chili seasonings, while I wouldn't say are super robust, they are relatively good. I think it could use a bit more of a smokier element, and in general, the chili is a tad watery. I would like to see that thickened up a little bit for my personal taste. The sour cream does provide a nice bright cooling, and you do get a little bit of bite coming from that green onion. Honestly, not a bad chili at all. Okie doke, next side we're trying is the hot tot. This is one of their premium sides, and I think it was just sold as a spicy tater tot. Hopefully it's good. Let's give it a taste. You know, I'd say those are just okay. It does have a very nice crispy exterior, good fry job here. However, in the center, you've got much more loose hash brown style potatoes, and the potatoes in the center are relatively soft. I think it is a tad under seasoned. It could use a little bit more salt, and I was expecting a lot more spice here. These hot tots are less spicy than the spicy barbecue sauce. I'd say the heat is very faint. I mean, it's okay as a tot, but it's not doing a lot when it comes to spice. I think I'd probably skip this one. And the next side I'm going to try is the buffalo cauliflower. Super crispy texture to this. Let's see if there's any more spice here than those tater tots. You know, that's pretty good. A very crispy panko breadcrumb exterior. This is incredibly satisfying to eat. The cauliflower inside is soft to bite through, however it does have a bit of its own firm texture. There's definitely way more heat here than I was experiencing in the tater tot, and that part is pretty nice. There's something of a sour element in this. I can't quite put my finger on it. I'm not sure if maybe the cauliflower was dipped in something like a pickle juice, but there's definitely a sour tang here that I can't quite place my finger on. It does come together as a very good side though. I like this one. Now the last side I'm going to try from this first round of food is going to be the pepper jack mac. I've got a nice handful of noodles on the fork here. Let's give it a shot. You know, I'm not a huge fan of that one. Firstly, the noodles are far too soft. I wouldn't call the texture mushy, but it's borderline there. I have a couple of mixed feelings with this pepper jack sauce. I generally like the pepper jack elements, a nice spicy kick there, and a bit of a salty hit as well. Unfortunately, the cheese sauce is relatively watery. As I've been sitting here, a lot of that cheese sauce is kind of drooped to the bottom, leaving an uneven coating amongst the noodles. I think a much thicker cheese sauce and it'd be able to stay on the top of the noodles here a little bit better, because otherwise the flavors are pretty good. A couple of technical missteps with that particular dish, not my favorite. Alright everyone, now that's my first round of food. I'm going to go and continue working on this and then we'll go for round number 2. Don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. Welcome back, my friends. Now, my second round of food is here, and this is looking great. Let me give you a view. I got their half chicken as well as a chopped brisket sandwich and a hot link a la carte. All of their sandwiches come with one side. I went with some cornbread there, and all of their barbecue plates come with 2 sides, so I decided to go with their 3 cheese mac and cheese as well as some barbecue beans. This is all looking great. Let's give it a try. First up, I'm going in on the hot link. Definitely a big fan of hot links. Hopefully it's good. Let's see how it is. Okay, yes, that's very good. A really meaty hot link here. So satisfying to eat. A very well-seasoned sausage. There's a ton of flavor here. The spice definitely comes as an aftertaste on the back end, but it's a little bit more smoky in nature as opposed to just raw spice. Honestly, I don't have any serious complaints. I really like the hot link. Next up, I'm going in on their half chicken. This is looking good. Let's give it a try. Oh yeah, that's a solid smoked chicken. A really good job on the cook to this chicken. A little bit of crisp to the skin, but a ton of moisture inside. I'm genuinely surprised. Typically smoked chicken is relatively dry. Now it is sauced up a little bit in what I believe is their old-fashioned sauce. A nice tangy sweetness there. The fried onions are certainly nice, providing a little bit of crispy texture, a very light nutty sweetness from those onions. And these fried onions have been very well seasoned. Their flavors definitely make themselves known in the bite. Yeah, honestly, this is pretty good. I like their smoked chicken. Next up, I'm trying the chopped brisket sandwich. This is one massive sandwich. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to fit all of this in with one bite. But where there's a will, there's a way. Let's give it a shot. Oh yeah, I really like that sandwich. Firstly, I love this Texas toast. Super thick, a little bit of crisp from a wonderfully toasted exterior, a nice application of butter providing some richness in that bread, as well as its own rich flavors coming from additional egg in the recipe, I want to say. It is a very satisfying bread for the sandwich. The chopped brisket inside is really good. Easily the most tender cut I've had during my visit. Very soft, fatty and rich, with a good smoky beefy flavor. I do appreciate that they leave this particular sandwich sauceless, because I personally feel like I would like to go through all 4 sauce types as I'm continuing to eat this. The fried crispy onions provide a nice little break up to the flavors. Though I will say the sandwich is very rich and savory, you're definitely going to want to apply some of the barbecue sauce along with it. That said, I actually really like all the components here. This is a really good sandwich. Alright my friends, time to go in on some sides next. First up, I'm trying the barbecued beans. Let's see how this tastes. Yep, no issues with those baked beans. Very nice cook on all of the beans here. A good soft chew to those beans. A nice sweet and tangy ketchup-based sauce here. And it's been cooked down pretty well. Nice and concentrated flavors. Honestly, no serious complaints. These are good baked beans. Next up, we're trying the 3-cheese mac and cheese. These look like the same penne noodles that I tried a little bit earlier with the spicy jack mac and cheese. So I don't know if I'm expecting too much from texture, but let's see how the flavors are in general. Yeah, you know what, not bad. Unfortunately, the penne noodles are still relatively soft, much softer than I would prefer for my particular noodles. That said, where I thought the cheese sauce for the spicy jack mac and cheese was much more watery, the 3-cheese mac and cheese sauce is much more thick. Every noodle here is covered in a very rich cheese sauce. That I like quite a bit. A nice salty cheesy flavor to that sauce as well. Very thick and creamy. Not bad at all, this is some pretty solid mac and cheese. Alrighty, and the last bite that I'm trying from this second round of food is gonna be the cornbread. A good looking cornbread here, let's give it a shot. Huh, you know, that's pretty interesting. There's a very nice texture to this cornbread. While it's relatively soft, the center is quite dense. A little bit more cakey than airy. Speaking of cakey, it very much tastes like pound cake. This particular cornbread leans very sweet. And to be frank with you, I'm not sure if I taste too much corn. Although it's not the cornbread I was expecting, I can't actually stop eating it. It's actually enjoyably snackable. You know, I'm a fan. I actually like the cornbread here. Alright everyone, now that's my second round of food. I'm actually starting to get pretty full here, so I think I'm just going to take a couple more bites and pack it all up to go, because I'm going to do one more round for you all. Don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. Welcome back everyone. Now, my final plate of food is here, and this is looking great. Let me give you a view. I got a catfish sandwich and added some of their crispy shrimp, and I got some coleslaw on the side as well. I'm really starting to get pretty full here, but this is the last round. Let's give it a try. First up, I'm trying the crispy shrimp. You can add shrimp to any entree or get them as your own meal. Obviously, I've tried a ton of food today, so I'm just gonna add it on here. And this felt super plump as I put my fork into it. Let's give it a shot. Okay, yeah, that's actually really good. Super plump and succulent shrimp here. I am thoroughly enjoying the bite. The crispiest texture I've had by far today is on the exterior of the shrimp. A really great crispy texture there. A pretty straightforward seasoning blend here. Salt, pepper, and I want to say some garlic salt as well. But it is well seasoned. This is just a very good tasting fried shrimp dish. We'll try dip it into some of the accompanying sauce and see what this tastes like. Yeah, that sauce is quite good. It's something akin to a chipotle mayo tartar sauce. You get a little bit of smoky heat from that chipotle flavoring, while the base flavors are very reminiscent of a standard tartar sauce. Creamy, a little bit sour, and some tang. I actually quite like the sauce for seafood. It's a very nice complement to the shrimp. I actually like them quite a bit. Solid shrimp here at Bell's Barbecue. And the last side I'm trying today is gonna be the coleslaw. Let's see how it tastes. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. Very crisp vegetables here. Both the cabbage and the carrots have a nice crispness to them. It all tastes very fresh. I actually really like the coleslaw dressing here. It's very well balanced with a good amount of tang from some vinegar, nice sugar levels, as well as good seasoning. Nice amount of black pepper here providing a little bit of bite. I'd say the one curveball here is there are some chopped up pickles in this coleslaw as well, providing an additional sour tanginess in some of the bites that you get it in. You know, all in all, a pretty solid coleslaw here, no complaints. Alright my friends, now the last bite I want to try today is their catfish sandwich. I'm absolutely in love with this massive Texas toast here. I liked it with the brisket, hopefully the catfish is just as good. Yeah, you know what, not bad. Still in love with the Texas toast here. It's a great base for all of their sandwiches. The catfish is pretty decent, the cornmeal exterior has a nice crunch to it, and in general it's been very well seasoned. A little bit heavier on the black pepper than the salt, giving a nice kick to the overall bite. Seasonings are certainly good here. I think the flavor of the catfish is a bit muted. I wouldn't call it flavorless, but it's very mild. I want to say there's more flavor coming from the fried onion bits here than there is that actual catfish. The chipotle tartar sauce that's provided as a dip for the shrimp is actually present here in the sandwich, and that sauce certainly provides a very nice flavor, definitely providing a lot more depth when you bite into the sandwich. You know, in general, I wouldn't say it's bad, but I definitely prefer the brisket one over this. Alright my friends, now that's gonna do it for my dinner here at Bell's Barbecue. I'm absolutely stuffed. I don't actually think I can take in any more food, so no dessert today. I think I'm gonna skip on the sweets. Now my meal came out to $116 today, including tip, and there's certainly a lot of enjoyable items here. I actually really like the hot link as well as their chopped brisket. Those two are easily my favorite barbecued proteins here. The majority of the sides were solid, though I think the cornbread and the coleslaw were my favorites. I'm actually in love with their Texas toast here. I'm pretty sure I would just eat loaves of that Texas toast on its own. And as another note, I actually really enjoyed the fried shrimp here. Honestly, a pretty good mom and pop barbecue shop here in Las Vegas. I had a good time. Now that does it for this local eatery video here in Las Vegas. I hope you enjoyed. Coming this weekend, I'll be returning with another more touristy spot, most likely on the Las Vegas Strip. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great week, and I hope you enjoyed Vegas with me. Bye.